Capital of Australia's Northern Territory, the gateway to a nation and one of the most spectacular regions in the land. From the wonders of the Kakadu, the country's largest national park, to the rugged wilderness of the Katherine, the jewel of the territory, where you can feed a crocodile, or the fish, take a camel ride into the outback, swim in soothing rock pools, or sail the scenic harbour. Darwin's multicultural community comprises over 60 different ethnic groups, many of them Asian. We welcome these neighbours and all 26 competing nations to the 4th Arafura Games. The final of the volleyball highlights Day 6 action. At the pool, China's national team is dominating the water polo, and the sharpshooters take aim for pistol shooting.
Hello and welcome to Arafura 97. As the sun sets on Day 6 of these games, we turn to volleyball and the gold medal match between Macau and the Queensland Sharks. And if it's half as good as last night's CPAC Takraw final, Phil, we're in for a classic.
Well, it's almost the perfect ending to the volleyball competition, isn't it? You've got Macau representing Asia, Queensland representing Australia, and the bringing together of the two cultures. Australian teams have always struggled against the Asian teams. A chance here to see if Queensland can carry the Australian flag.
Thanks, Phil. Without any further ado, let's go courtside.
Here's the Macau team and the Queensland team, and this match should be a fascinating contrast of styles. The Macau teamwork against the Queensland explosive power. The Queensland team has a very good record. In the last 2 years that they've been playing together, they've lost only 16 games out of 170. 3 Northern Territory players in their side, and most of them hailing, though, from Griffith University in Brisbane.
Macau, who are the reigning gold medalists, won this championship in 1995, and there's a mistake from the most experienced player on the Queensland team. That's come from John Hanley. He looks rather embarrassed about it almost. That's him in behind Max Kalalo there. Hanley, the Queensland representative.
Leong serve. High set was a good one by Perry Plummer. Away from the block, very cleverly set.
What we'll see here is trying to rotate players to get the most effective blockers against the most effective spiker on the other team. They'll try and get their rotations right.
Allen serving. Good jump serve, but went over the line. Hit the net. So that's a side out, and serving now is Ho. Spike was long.
Again, it was Hanley. He's really pumped for this game. That's the man we're going to have to watch too. That's Chen Ki-tu. He was the most prominent player on this team in 1995, and he started this tournament well.
Kalalo's serve. Once again 2, and it's long.
Yeah, that time he was long. One of the problems that this Macau team has is they go through 2 so often. Use him at the net and it becomes a little predictable.
1-1, first set. Good spike by Lai.
All set up by the short serve that time from Kalalo. Made it so easy to get the good dig at the net and the spike straight away.
2 serve. Oh, Plummer. Great strength at the net from Perry Plummer.
It was strength, wasn't it? He just pushed him out of the way. Both players had a piece of the ball.
2-2. Served by Hounslow. Nice little change of tactics. Little dump over the top instead of the powerful spike.
This team from Macau is preparing for the Asian Championships in Qatar in September.
And the Southeast Asian Games, which will be in Jakarta, also in September. Good blocking.
Terrific block, the 3-man block at the net. Queensland were always on the back foot in that point and were lucky to get out of it. Hanley at the net there, working well with Clifford.
Explosive spike there by Max Kalalo from the Northern Territory. It's 3-all. Now we pick it up with Queensland in front 13-12 with a chance to go to set point. Kalalo again. It's in.
Well, as the scores indicate, this has been a very even first set, but a chance here for Queensland to take the early lead.
Set point. Yes, great block, and that's it. The first set goes to the Sharks. 15 points to 12.
Good start from Queensland. It's the blocking team at the net that's been so effective.
This is the third set after Macau won the second. The score now is Macau 9, Queensland 2, so the Sharks have plenty of work to do.
Well, Macau were always going to come back, weren't they? It was even through the first set. Very polished team. And that's been wiped off.
Interesting, their blocking was so good, Macau, in the second set. That was the feature that made them win that set by 15-6. But that was wiped off the block. The Queenslanders going to an alternative tactic of hitting the spike around the side of the block. Long serve by Southwell.
Got a piece of the net on that one. And point to Queensland.
They're coming back. Hanley laying down the law. Neil Southwell, one of the most consistent servers in this tournament. Good variation. High set. Lovely little tip. Good change of tactics.
Yeah, nice variation that time from 2. We've seen him use the raw power right throughout the tournament, but he can play the dink as well. Now here's that man with the serve.
11-2 to Macau after they lost the point.
Just not able to control that one. Yeo at the net wasn't able to get a piece of it to keep the point alive. Queensland on that run.
Hanley serve. Plummer's touched the net, has he? They're saying that Perry Plummer's touched the net, but the referee has gone the other way. There's controversy here.
They're pointing at Queensland, but really Macau had so many chances to win that point. I'm not sure whether he touched the net or not, but Macau have themselves to blame. They could have won that point twice over.
Now that has been a turning point. In fact, Queensland have their third set point. They lead 15-14 to go to a 2-1 lead. And they've done it. 16-14. What a comeback.
2-1 to Queensland. Macau were up 11-3 at the beginning of that set, and Queensland have come back so strongly.
We'll be back at the volleyball in just a moment.
The first Arafura Games was held in 1991, when only 1,400 competitors from 7 countries travelled to Darwin. Since then, the Arafura Games has established itself as one of the largest sporting events in the world for developing athletes.
Welcome back to the gold medal match of the men's volleyball in the Arafura Games in Darwin, Australia. On court, the Queensland Sharks leading 2-1 over Macau. That's the start of the 4th set now in the best of 5 sets match.
Well, after a very tight third set, Macau has to start picking this one up right here. They led by so far in the third set. To put that disappointment behind them.
Oh, lovely little tip, but it's wide by Kalalo.
That's the sort of break that Macau needs right here. They started the third set so strongly. Let's see how they start the 4th.
Yes, high set, beautifully executed and finished off by Allen.
You see the difference there? Just the 2-man block from Macau. Queensland generally have 3 at the net.
Queensland starting off on the right foot.
Misunderstanding there by the Queenslanders. That time it was a two-man block. The third man couldn't come in and pick up the scraps.
Now this fellow's got a difficult serve. Left-hander, Jin Pang Ho. Oh, he's really feeling the pressure. Normally very reliable. That's an automatic side out. Queensland leading 8-3 now. Allen to serve. There's a good jump serve.
They were just in a mess. They weren't organised at all on that point, and all they could do was shove it wide, but there was no communication there.
Hanley. Good work by Allen. Kept it alive. That's
that one.
Right.
It's right over the rafters. Didn't touch a thing, so it's still in play. I think the Queenslanders were still looking at the ball up in the rafters. Macau winning the most unusual point of the night.
3-9. Asian serve, stiff arm style. High set, Kalalo, well blocked. Oh, nice variation.
That was Max Kalalo's point, first with the block and then with the little dink.
So a couple of changes being rung in here. Clifford's off, Hounslow's coming on, much shorter in stature, but a good backcourt player.
Yes, Andrew Hounslow, we've only seen him a couple of times in the match tonight. He's been fairly effective, but just comes in and gives the key players a little rest.
Well, Macau desperately needs to stage a comeback here. They're down 6-11. Oh, power spike. Isn't he pumped?
He had some mustard on that one. That was Neil Southwell.
They can sniff victory here. The Queensland Sharks in for the kill. Stephen Allen, veteran of the side. Oh, good alternative serve. That was a float serve. It dipped awkwardly.
It was like a fast bowler's slower ball, wasn't it?
So changes here for Macau. Lamb is off. Guy is on. Hanley. 13-6 to Queensland now. Chance for a match point. If they can take this, they do. It's 14 points to 6.
Well, all set up here for the Queenslanders. They've dominated 2 of the 3 sets.
Hanley.
That's wide.
That's it. No, it's side out. Side out. Macau serving. 6-14.
Got to go on a run here. Last chance, perhaps.
Clifford, what a game he's had tonight. So there's another match point.
Well, David Clifford and Neil Southwell have been outstanding for Queensland.
Hanley, yes, he's done it. That's it. It's all over. And Hanley has hit the winning spike for Queensland. 15-6 in the 4th set, the final score for the Queensland Sharks. 15-12, 6-15, 16-14, 15-6.
Well, totally deserved by the Queenslanders, beating the 1995 gold medalists and winning the gold themselves. They beat them 3-0 during the week, and they won 3-1 here tonight. Peter Mears is courtside with the captain, Damien Land.
Damien, congratulations, gold medalists at the Arafura Games. How's it feel?
Excellent, excellent. We've done well. We've gone through the competition, undefeated, taken the final out in a pretty convincing style, I thought.
You've got a great record. You've only lost 16 games in 170 in 2 years.
That's correct, yes. We're not a bad team. We've been together for about 6 years, and we're starting to come good.
So here are the gold medalists, the Queensland Sharks.
The World University Games in Sicily will be their next stop in August.
Macau, the silver medalists. The women's gold went to the Northern Territory, the home team. They get a big hand as they come out onto the floor. Macau won the silver in the women's, so Macau winning silver in both men's and women's. Well, Australian-Chinese relations moved a step ahead here in Darwin, with China showing how much it rates the Arafura Games by sending its strongest side for the water polo competition. China was untroubled in winning the gold, but their success wasn't only measured by their efforts in the pool.
The water polo competition received a huge boost when China accepted an invitation to compete. This is their national team, and as you'd expect, they've been dominant.
Well, I think being the national team, of course, they're training all the time.